Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, this thing right here? Oh, this is the Lemmings poster that came with the Super Nintendo Lemmings cartridge I owned as a kid. I don't know where that specific cartridge is anymore, but somehow the poster survived all the moving and packing and unpacking. Yeah, well, today we're going to play Lemmings for the NES, which I didn't even know existed. However, the Super Nintendo cartridge will always hold a special place in my heart. Alright, enough sentimentality. Let's play.
So, Lemmings. The opening scene is this creepy-looking lemming, I thought they were supposed to be cute, calls to his buddy, which leads to an on-the-job accident, and instead of rushing to help him, this guy just walks off. What a jerk. Here's the menu. We can control whether we want music or sound effects or FX. I've always thought that was cool. Set the difficulty or enter a password. In the password screen, vowels are not an option. What is this, Wheel of Fortune? We gotta buy the vowels? Now let's get started. So the idea is lemmings drop from the opening of nothingness into the level, and we want to get them over to that exit. The lemmings will walk a predetermined path unless we intervene. Using the menu below, we can see how many abilities we can apply. In this first level, we can only apply diggers to get them to drop. These first half dozen or so stages really just familiarize us with different abilities, such as making the lemmings safely float down to avoid smooshing into the ground, using blockers to prevent lemmings from walking off a ledge, using a miner to dig down vertically and then assigning climbers to climb up, and using bashers to bash through walls and solid objects. Don't you just hate when you need a wingman and the only guy available is Robert? He's definitely not your first choice wingman, mainly because he's just kind of boring and plain, and so you meet a girl, but she's with her friend, but Robert went to the bathroom, and so you're talking to the girl and her friend, and you start talking up Robert and all these cool things he's done, even though they aren't necessarily true, because you just want to get the friend distracted long enough to let you talk to the girl without interruption, but then Robert comes back, and he doesn't know what you've made up about him, but if he was nuanced, he'd know how to play along, but instead the friend of the girl keeps asking Robert questions, because deep down, you know she knows, and you know she knows you know, and Robert is messing it up, and you wish she would just stop questioning Robert's backstory. As the levels progress, you need to get a bit more creative, and timing becomes important too, such as in this level where you need to send two guys up as climbers, then let them float down, and use one of the guys as a blocker to let the other guy bash his way through the wall with the arrows indicating it can only be bashed through in that direction. You also have to watch out for stage hazards now, like water, because apparently lemmings cannot swim, or this drill thing which flings the lemmings up and smashes them in the ground. Then we get some fire pits, and green acid, additional, or maybe 3 spikes in lava. Actually, let's try this one again. Here's a story my mom used to tell me. Once upon a time, Winifred, the king's wife, complained to the local magician that she was frequently cold in her favorite drawing room because a draft would come through the opening in the stone wall from the outside. This drawing room was her favorite because she would use it to socialize with other women of nobility and felt like she could be herself. Additionally, the king would never enter this room since it was for the women. Well, the magician had secretly loved the queen and on rare occasion had been permitted in the drawing room to perform for the women. One day, the magician snuck into the room and turned himself into glass in the opening of the wall. He thought this way he would be able to observe the queen always and keep her from getting cold from the wind while still allowing sunlight through. Surprised, the queen approached the glass and observed it before smiling. "Very nice window," said Queen Winifred.
Oh, were you expecting more from the story?
Okay then, so one day Queen Winifred holds a contest in her favorite drawing room. She was to hold a surprise contest for her friends. She provided all the necessary fabric, scissors, needles, and thread, and the goal was to quilt something on the spot. None of the participants were supposed to know. However, one of the participants overheard Queen Winifred explaining her plan to her servants. The participant devised a scheme to bring something with her and pretend that she made it during the contest. The magician, who was now a window, witnessed the switch during the contest and whispered his observation to the queen. The queen then questioned the woman, looked through her belongings and found evidence of the switch and stated, "That's your personal quilt. Go home."
There, you more satisfied now?
Lemming and Lime. This is the 25th stage, by the way. It's cool because of these blue laser traps, which kind of look like the regular part of the level. Not very fair. Doing the level correctly, one method is build several steps over the traps and acid, like this, then just let the masses walk toward the exit to complete the first set of levels, the fun levels. And there you go.
And that takes care of the fun levels for the game, but we will be back to finish this one.